9 out of 13 states had abolished slavery by the Constitution. Northwest Ordinance had all new territories were free.
And what do you take from that? That America wasn't racist?
Not only that, we were the first country to abolish slavery, not just continue the practice of it. I mean, every other nation had slavery, including today. There's more slaves today than there were back then. Unfortunately, slavery is the norm, abolition is the exception, and America led the way.
Charlie, you have to understand, you're not an unintelligent person. You know that that's a logical fallacy.
Why?
If you and I both have kids, and we both start beating our kids at the same time, and we're ruthless, abusive parents, and you stop a year before I stop, that doesn't make us not ruthless, abusive parents.
Wait, what is the point of your argument?
Just because one state stopped before another state, just because America stopped before some other country, doesn't mean that the initial act of harm, the initial tort, doesn't still stand. That's still a problem.
So where in the Federalist Papers does it justify slavery?
Why does it matter whether or not? No,
that's
Charlie,
the framework of our country.
No, that question is completely untethered from anything that we're talking about.
We're talking about the framework
Charlie,
of America.
No, we're not.
Oh, okay. Then what are we talking about?
No, we're not. We're talking about whether there's systemic racism.
Okay,
and,
well, we're talking about the founding,
the reality
right?
of systemic racism. I could sit here and ask you, Charlie, do you know how many people came over in the transatlantic slave trade?
I could approximate about 1.8 million.
No, it's like 20 million.
Hold on.
Are you kidding
20 million
me?
came as slaves?
20 million.
Hold on a second.
20 million.
No way.
20 million came over in the transatlantic slave trade to the Americas.
Brazil or
100%.
America had more?
Brazil. Brazil is
Okay.
the number one recipient of
okay, so what did black slaves
people.
decide when they met with Abraham Lincoln when they were given an opportunity for their own
Charlie,
country? No, that's an
Charlie.
interesting question, right?
What?
They wanted to stay.
Charlie, it seems to me, and this is something that I've noticed that you do often. If you want to debate someone about the content of the Federalist Papers, you got me. Because my morals, my politics, my values aren't rooted in the content of the Federalist Papers. I would admit that. And if that makes me a poor debate partner for you,
No, I'm just,
I completely concede that.
It is the framework of our country.
Well, those words have no meaning, Charlie.
They do.
What we're
They
talking
designed
about,
the greatest civilization ever to exist. And so if you're going to say the system is racist, then show me anywhere in the private
Charlie,
journals of the founders them defending slavery.
I don't have to show you private journals. Half the founding fathers owned slaves.
First of all,